And welcome back to Ozarks Live. It's time to go out to the Resource Center where Tom is joining us live from this afternoon.
Yes, Tom, what insurance advice do we need now that the kids are back in school?
Quite a bit, as a matter of fact, and I'm with John Schaeffer. Of course, we've talked before, John. Always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Keeping it safer with Schaeffer. Oh, and want to remind you, end of the interview here, there's a QR code, so you might want to be ready for that. And John, okay, something new has taken place in the state of Missouri. It has to do with cell phones. I know you wanted to address that first.
Yeah, so in Missouri passed a new law where you cannot text and drive. That actually went into effect until the 28th of this month went into effect. So no more texting and driving. They probably may not pull you over unless you're doing something else, but that would be a ticket. So.
And it's probably going to be a little heavier on the fine side, I would imagine.
That's right, correct.
Okay, so no more texting and driving things like that at the same time. Hands off, you can still talk to people, I would assume.
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right. Now, there's something else, and that is, this is a time, of course, well, almost any time, you're getting back to school, and these kids are starting to drive, and some of them are getting permits, things like that.
That's right.
And you got a few reminders for people.
Right. So like whenever it's back to school time, one thing that we tell clients, you've got new drivers in the household, as soon as your kid turns 15 years old and gets his driving permit, then he has to be listed on your insurance policy to be covered.
Okay, that seems to be common sense. You have another driver, you better do something with your policy.
Right. So definitely want to get a hold of your agent on that. A couple other things that we've got going forward, is with new drivers. Sometimes your kids after school, they're going to have after school jobs. And then with that, you want to make sure what kind of jobs they're doing. You want to get with your agent and really clarify if you're delivering pizzas, using Uber, anything of that nature. You really need to tell your insurance agent so you're covered on that.
I was going to ask, is that a different type or a rider or something you may have to have because they're doing business now?
Right. So it's an added endorsement because you're using your vehicle for, basically not for personal use, but you're actually using it for business use.
So you may have to be covering more than if they're just kind of on your policy and just driving.
Correct. Yep. And so you really want to get with your agent on that because if you had an accident, something could happen, insurance would not cover that if they're using that for business use and it's not listed on your policy.
Yeah. So, I mean, whether it's personal injury or whether it's, property injury, you really need to make sure everything is covered because that's going to jump up and bite you otherwise.
That's right. Correct. Yep.
All right. Now, I see something right here. Increased bodily injury coverage. Tell us about that.
So if you got a young driver in the household, and of course you got friends that jump in with them or going to basketball practice, it's really important that you up your bodily injury limits, at least 100, 300. We recommend 250 to 500,000, just in case that your kid has other kids that are in there, you get in an accident and they get hurt, or vice versa. You want to be covered, especially this day and age. You're more apt to get lawsuits against you if somebody gets hurt.
And I would bet the statistics would show that new drivers tend to get into those little, it can be fender benders or whatever. You really need to make sure you're covered.
That's right. You got to be covered for sure.
All right.
So another thing that we've got too is just before making changes, or if you've got changes in your household, really check with your agent. It's always good to shop your insurance, especially, we can bundle it with your home and your auto there, bundle those together. There's added discounts. If your kid's an AB student, there's a discount for that. We also have driver telematics. So there's a driving app. You can also keep track of your kid. If your kid's driving all hours of the night, you can exactly see where they are. So it kind of looks good for parenting skills too. But that's one thing you really want to get to your agent. Yeah. And like I said, it's what we look for the best discounts for our clients here at the Resource Center.
I know that's what you do. You customize things here. It's not just one size fits all.
Right. Correct. They customize it to each client.
Yeah, and I think I've also found in talking with you and talking to the others, people like us, we don't know what we don't know. So having an expert that guides us is the way to go.
Yes, that's right.
All right, and there you can see, there's your number.
There's my QR code right there. Feel free to scan it. If not, you can call me, 766-4689, or call the main office at 417-882-1800.
All right, and as you probably saw from one of the things that John was showing, don't wait until after your kid starts to drive. Get out ahead of the game. and give John a call. Always good to see you, John.
Good to see you too, sir.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Tom. Talk about new drivers. When I turned 16, first day I pulled out of the garage with my license, I hit the rearview mirror on the garage door and just knocked it clear off.
The first day I was driving, I hit our mailbox. So there's that.
Those new drivers need their insurance.
Yes, be smart.